Hi, y'all. Welcome to episode 9 of the Lintorious podcast. Episode 9. Let me tell you, I couldn't do this without Joe, who's the executive producer and the one who's behind the scenes on all this. But okay, so I look like shit again, and I always look like shit because I'm a mom and I'm lazy, but also because I'm getting ready to fly out to Chicago this weekend for a show on February 2nd and 3rd with my friend Alice Chan. You've seen her on the podcast. So I'm trying to get all this stuff together before I leave. But what's happening on episode 9? We are recapping all things Lintorious. Joe's also talking to us about how to produce, direct, and create a successful web series, if you're interested in that. And I am sharing with you about how to produce your own comedy special. So enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. I am so honored to have you as a viewer, a listener, all the things. I am the lucky one. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this episode. Bye. Welcome to the Lintorious podcast. Yay! Episode 9. Welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us and spending time with us. You know, that's my big thing. My love language is quality time and love words of affirmation. So
yeah, and I'd say we're spending some quality time together.
We are spending quality time. Joe's been spending quality time and dealing with me for a very long time.
Yeah, and all of you are spending quality time with us too.
He's very patient, but thank you for coming back and listening again.
Yeah.
We're going to do some updates for you because this is the first episode of the month.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some updates. First on my 100-pound fat suit social experiment.
Tell us all about it. How are you feeling?
So I threw most of it out the window when I got sick. So I caught a cold. So I caught a stomach bug January 1st. And then I got over the stomach bug and then caught a cold January 4th. And then the cold is still here, as you can hear in my voice. So I just, not throw everything out the window, but I just was too tired to think about meal prep and eating a salad and all that stuff. So I just ate, whatever there was for me to eat. But it wasn't, but the difference now is that I'm mindful of eating a burger if I'm eating a burger. Versus before, it's second nature.
Right, exactly. Okay, I'm enjoying this. This is a burger.
I'm aware
I shouldn't do this every day.
But it is what it is right now.
Yeah.
And it's just part of the circumstances I was in at the moment, and I'm not gonna be angry with myself about it.
Sure. Yeah.
But what I still didn't do, I didn't do a lot. I still didn't do a lot of like junk food and dairy and whatever, except for my birthday. And when I went to Vegas, of course, I enjoyed a cupcake or
of course
it is,
Yeah, you got to.
But it's all about reframing your mindset and like recommitting to it, because it's not like I'm like, oh, I give up.
Right.
I'm not going to give up. It's just this is where I'm at. So
yeah,
you just got to recommit to it again. And once this cold leaves my body, I will be 100% functioning again about it, and I can do my walks in nature.
Yes.
And write in my food journal and think about, how my day is going to look and what I'm going to eat. And the important thing is, Iman, my friend, was telling me not to snack in between meals.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not really a big snacker anyway, because I usually just don't think about it. But I didn't know that was a big thing.
Yeah, it's huge for me because I'm on a little 15-pound fat suit challenge of my own. Yes.
And are you snacking a lot?
Oh, I used to, and I mean, it's always been a thing. Oh, for me, I think 80% of my 15 pounds came from Takis.
What was that flavor, that new flavor you like?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese Takis, the white man's Takis. It makes it very clear on the bag, not spicy.
That sounds good, though.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because what I realized, I would eat like half a bag on my way home from work.
Yeah.
So every day, it's like, that's like 5 servings in one sitting.
Right. Yeah,
and Takis have no redeemable value to them other than they taste good.
Yeah.
So over the Christmas break, I just didn't have any. And then when I went back to work, I had the craving when I left work. But I just had an apple and a granola bar.
Ooh, have you been doing that every day?
Every day this week.
Do you feel a difference?
I definitely, and I have more energy, like when I get home.
Wow.
I also try to get 10,000 steps of walking a day.
Yeah.
So I'm like getting home and like walking a couple laps around my neighborhood.
Look at that.
Feeling better. So
it makes such a difference. Isn't that crazy how difference it makes just between an apple and Takis?
Yes.
It's
and
like
saying it out loud sounds obvious, but like when you're
in it.
Yeah, when you're in it, exactly.
Because listen, after a full day of work with kids.
Yes, exactly.
You want to just eat junk, but you just want to like eat whatever's satisfying.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. This feels good in this moment.
Right.
And as you said,
it's
not being aware of what I'm eating.
Right. But now you're like, this is a Taki. And this, I know what this is going to do to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I know what this is going to do to my body.
Because I was at CVS on Thursday picking up some meds. And I just happened to glance at like the junk food aisle and they have them. And I almost did it. I was like, no, dude, don't do it. You're already like 3 minutes from your house. You can just have a snack when you get home if you really need something.
But you won't even do just 3 of them a day or something?
No, because I won't. If I buy them, I will eat them all.
Eat them all. We're all in like that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you were saying that you go all in with
I
things
go
too.
all in, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And you know the thing about the food and the fat suit challenge too is that I feel like I'm slimming down, but my belly is still there. So I just look like one of those people that's getting really small and then just have a belly sticking out. But then I was like, my belly's still there. And I go, now that I have the bloating, I'm not bloating anymore.
Right.
But now it's just fat. So,
sure. Yes. Yep.
So
you
now
got the bloating down.
And the bloating and the inflammation's not there anymore.
Right.
But again, the most important thing that for me is I no longer see myself as fat like that.
Right. I'm a work in progress.
And it's like, wow, I just don't feel it anymore. I just feel more like, this is what this is me right now.
Exactly.
So that's the update. For now, we're going to get back on track. And that's an important lesson to learn, y'all. If you ever feel like you went off track, it's okay. Just get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
It's no big thing. Just get back on it. We're still alive. Tomorrow's another day.
True that.
Do that. But that's the update.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about, since 2024 is the year of reinvention.
Yes.
And you know what the cool thing is? 2024, if you add all the numbers together, it becomes 8.
Okay.
And 8 in the Asian culture or Chinese culture is a good luck number.
Oh.
It's a number for abundance.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Right.
And I'm 44 this year. That's
4
also
and 4. 8.
That's also 8.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like this is going to be a good year. And when we speak about reinvention, somebody told me, and I texted this to you earlier, that they're like, Lynn, you got to just stop apologizing. They said I act too much like I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like you're acting too much like you don't know what you're doing when really you're the smart one in the room.
Right.
So stop acting like you're not the smart one in the room.
Right.
And it's not because I'm trying to dim my light. It's just because my self-esteem I have to remember that people look to me for answers sometimes or for mentorship or whatever. So reinvention, I'm just going to start sharing these valuable lessons that we've learned in life, in show business, because Joe here had a very successful web series on YouTube called Average Joe.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell people how, share some of your secrets or some of your skills and tools that led you to having a successful series.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is you just got to do it. Just set a date and just say, I'm making this. Don't ask permission. Just start creating the thing. Because you can get worked up. Don't worry if you don't have the best equipment or the best this or that. You just got to, surround yourself with people that have a similar gung-ho attitude. And if you just tell people, hey, I'm doing this day, can you help out? People will. And, it came right from your own experience. I wrote what I knew.
Very
and
cool.
Put it on steroids.
Which was dating hot girls?
Yeah. Yes.
Average Joe is about an average Joe who dates hot girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
and fails miserably.
Yeah.
And so I just took my own frustrations sexually and generally in relationships.
Yeah.
Put it on steroids.
Yeah.
And created a show around it.
How many minutes is it per episode for a web series?
For me, it was like I did 10 minutes an episode.
10 minutes an episode. Did you write every single one?
Yeah.
Yourself?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And I got some input from like a couple collaborators,
Yeah.
but I would write it and then they'd kind of give their notes. And then when we were filming it, it was more collaborative. I was open to like all the ideas, so it became more of like a group effort. But again, it just goes back to like, just do it.
Just do it.
You create the scripts, then you send them to people, and it's like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to film, and this is the day we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then on the day of, then you can be open and flexible, and it can be more collaborative.
And were these your friends who
Yeah.
jumped on the project?
Yeah.
Did you have to pay everybody?
No,
they just-
nobody
they
that
just
worked on
wanted
it.
to-
They just, I mean, the goal was to
Yeah.
obviously
Right.
sell the show, and then we could,
Right.
and
it became successful on
it did.
on
Yeah, we
YouTube,
got representation through it, and had a
Very
few close
cool.
calls and stuff like that. But
When you filmed that first episode, right?
yeah,
How many people? How big was the team?
probably like actors included, it was probably like 6, 7.
6 people.
Yeah, we had a camera person. We had somebody doing sound. On days that we couldn't have somebody doing sound, we attached the mic to the camera. I mean, it was web content too. So again, it's like we just focused on the jokes and the storytelling.
Nice.
We don't want it to be garbage.
Right.
But it's like this isn't. We're running and gunning. It's like we would shoot on a Saturday, and because that was the day people had off, and then we'd shoot maybe 2 weeks would go by before we could film again. But we just kept it. We kept the dates locked in, so
Yeah.
we didn't lose momentum.
Right.
So you just gotta like pack in as much as you can,
Yeah.
and we ended up on the front page of a website that I never even reached out to, and
Yeah.
they really liked the show and all that kind
And
of stuff.
that's when you guys picked up. That's when people started noticing it.
Yeah.
Like how many
Yeah.
episodes in until people started noticing it and you were getting the big views?
I mean, it took a while to like after the first season, because I think right now we're at like 15 million or something. But I mean, it came out 10 years ago, and people are still watching it and still approaching.
Wow,
me,
very
which is
cool. And you're still getting residual from YouTube for it?
very little. Because so much has changed. Like, there's so many like I'd use copyrighted music at the time, not knowing that like, oh, this episode that got 3 million views. But we were spoofing Apocalypse Now, the movie. I wanted to use the same song that they used.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, not much residual.
So basically what you're saying is do it, get your buddies together or people you know who you built relationship with, and you guys you don't need a big production.
No, just do the damn thing. Yeah, I mean, like literally film it on your phone if you need to.
Right.
And you can buy like Bluetooth microphones that you plug into your phone that are wireless. You can get decent audio.
Interesting.
I mean, like you don't need a ton of money. Really
I
at
know.
all.
So you can do it on your cell phone now.
Yeah.
Even edit it on your iPhone, right?
Yeah.
You can even edit on iMovie.
Yeah, exactly. So
Interesting.
there's
wow.
really no reason not to.
Really?
Yeah.
But then how did you get I had a white guy joke in my head because I was going to say, how did you get past the self-doubt? And I'm like, most white guys do.
Yeah.
No, but really, how'd you get past? Did you have self-doubt at all?
No.
Not at all?
I mean,
You were
not
just
really.
like-
I just had confidence in the material. I just knew I needed to create something. I hadn't created anything in a while since college, and like, it was just like an urge. It was just like, well, I moved out here to make shit. I need to make shit.
Interesting. You moved out here from
know?
Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. So
Wow. And you just made shit.
yeah, and it took a while, and
So that's the thing. What you said was really valuable for me is you were like, just do it. Don't worry about the quality. Don't worry about all that stuff. As long as it's good enough, you can. It's not shitty,
right.
and it's clear enough.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Just got to get it out there.
Yeah, I mean that's really all it is. There is to it. I mean, like, don't try to. I don't know. For me, coming from a comedy background, it's like don't try to make it focus. Don't try to make it look like $1 million
Yeah.
because it's not going to, because you don't have $1 million.
And you want it to look like, oh, they can do this with like $200.
Right.
So if we give them a budget, imagine what they can do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I want to write a series, right, about how I'm Earthquake's green card wife.
How you're what?
Earthquake, the comedian,
Oh, okay.
that I ended up being his green card wife.
Yeah.
Because we got caught up in the massage parlor. So we get busted, and then we had to pretend like we were engaged, and that's why we were doing the naughties in the massage parlor, and we had to like make it up. And then the cops like, we don't buy it, so you're gonna have to say all this in front of the judge. And the judge says some bullshit like, "Oh, you have to stay married for a year or something, or something like that." You know, whatever a sitcom is.
Silly
but
situation.
still, yeah. So I wanted to write that, and then Joe was saying, just write a short film first.
Yeah.
Make it a 10-minute short or whatever, just so you can show the story.
Yeah.
Or is it better to write the pilot?
I mean, there's no right or wrong to it. You know, like I think for your own confidence, it would be good to film it.
What about writing the pilot and filming the pilot?
Well, then that's where you get into, you know, the pilot's never going to be aired because you didn't have any money. No one's going to see the pilot that you create.
Oh, that's not something you can submit. Like you
can submit it, but they're just going to want to reshoot it with a budget.
Yeah, but
so I'd rather just make like a short that has the tone that you're going for and maybe the characters of the pilot that's shorter, and then have the script to go with it. I feel like this is just a conversation we should be having at a coffee shop.
No, but the people want to know. But people want to know.
Maybe they do. See, that's my self-confidence thing. I don't know.
Yeah, no. People want to know because there's so many people who want to create things and don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Because they think they need the big lights and they need the money and the budget and blah, blah, blah. They're not thinking, oh, I can just do it with a team of 6 on my cell phone.
Right. Yeah.
Like I could just record. Let's say I write a script.
Yeah.
And I just write a scene. I just want to record a scene. It could just be a scene.
Yeah.
To show your writing, the timing of the jokes, to show off the storyline or whatever, right?
No, you do have to kind of, anybody can do it, and they are, but you also have to be mindful of who is my audience? Who gives a shit about this? Is this really funny or dramatic or whatever you're going for? Do I really have something to say here? And sometimes you may not realize that until after you've already edited the thing, and then you're like, oh, I made a feature when I was 20 years old. I was able to get my high school to... No, not that one. That was not on Amazon. No.
Okay.
I thought I had something very insightful to say. Turns out I had no life experience, and it really wasn't that interesting. The story behind it is far more interesting. It was about the girl that got away, and I had the girl that got away play herself basically in a fictionalized version of my life.
And it didn't go anywhere?
Oh, no. No,
okay.
It just wasn't. It should have been a 15-minute short film.
Oh, but you made it a feature.
But I made an 80-minute movie because I was like, "Fuck it, I just want to go make the thing." And so but
you learned.
I learned exactly. I learned, and it was a cool experience.
And then you did make a feature.
Yeah,
that's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Tell me the name again. I forgot. I saw it.
Welcome to Forever.
Welcome to Forever.
And
I watched it.
then Mid to Late are the two. That both of those features. Like minimal locations, minimal crew, including cast. It was like 12 people.
Yeah.
And again, it was just because I felt like I had something to say. It was therapeutic for me.
Good.
And
it was focused more on the writing and the acting than it was like all the lights in the background.
Right.
Yeah. And most indies that's what you're showcasing, right? Because you got to know how to write.
Right. Exactly.
You got to know how to write and act and direct. That's really what it is. All that other glam stuff comes later when someone wants to give you that budget, correct?
Right, exactly. So, again, it's not like you don't give a shit and you hire people that can work fast and with practical lights. Like, let's use lamps that are already here. And,
Interesting.
But even like the LED lights we use now are not expensive.
Right now? This one?
Yes.
This one, our skin is like, I was like, oh, I should be on a sitcom. This is what it made me look like.
Right.
I was like, oh wow, this is good.
Yeah, and that's with the lights and like minimal color correction.
No wonder everyone looks like a star on TV.
Right.
With enough money, you look like a star. But okay, yeah, because I do want to write the series. I just need to get Final Draft and start writing that. But
even without Final Draft, Celtex is free.
What's that?
CELTX.
See, I didn't know that.
Free screenwriting software.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta start.
And you basically can write one script on it at a time for free, or you can pay to use it. But it formats stuff for you. It's it doesn't quite have all the bells and whistles, but it's free.
You don't need bells and whistles.
Yeah, especially when you're starting out.
It's just because I literally am all about dialogue and writing and the story.
Right.
I'll watch people in one location.
Yes, right.
For 90 minutes if it's a good story.
Good. Yeah, me too.
Like a play.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a play is all. Hold on, Ethan, can you turn that down? Jeez, wow. But anything else about writing a scripted? Any other tips you want to give?
Read scripts. If you want to write scripts, you got to read scripts, and you can literally type the name of any movie and then the word script and then PDF, and it's there.
Really?
Yes.
Like you can read. I know my friend showed me the script to Friends when I was talking about writing a sitcom.
Yeah.
Okay, so read scripts. Read the beats.
Yes.
Read the characters.
Exactly. Understand 3-act structure. You know, because we all, if you've watched enough shit, we all subconsciously know, like, oh, okay, if we find something boring, that means, okay, the turn to end to act 2 isn't really, like, what is this about? What are we watching? And when you actually understand how a script is formatted, it really just makes it like you're solving a puzzle. It's like, okay, I know the pieces, so what are my fill in the blanks? Because all stories are basically the same. They all follow the same structure.
Right.
So it just demystifies it, and like, you know, and then I just write the first draft, and I call it a vomit draft. You just write it.
Nice.
Don't worry about
vomit
it. Keep
draft.
moving forward. Just get it on the page.
Draft. Write the vomit draft, Lynn. Write your vomit draft.
Just fucking do it.
Write the vomit draft. Okay, okay.
And that way you have some. It's much easier to go back to something that already exists to make it better than staring at a blank page.
Right, and trying to make it just right.
Right.
Trying to get out the words and the jokes and the punchlines and whatever. Very cool. You make it so simple.
Yeah.
Look at men's simple. They're just simple. Like, just do it. Women are like, but how do I feel? But how do I feel about this script? Let me process how I feel.
Yeah, right.
And then they're like, just do it.
Just do it. Just
get
write
it out there.
No, it's going to be a shitty first draft. Embrace it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll be watching like these TikTok videos and Instagram reels or whatever that are like kind of mediocre. And I'm like, it's getting millions of views.
Right. Yeah.
People don't care.
Standards have dropped considerably thanks to social media.
I'm over here trying to be smart. They're like, no one cares. We just want you to dance around.
No, especially on TikTok. Yeah.
We just want you to lip sync and
right, exactly.
But anything else about the writing? Because I want to talk about also
no, go ahead. I've talked enough
about like and Joe can speak to this too about how to produce your own comedy special for anybody who's interested in that, because I produced my own 1-hour comedy special, and I was casted in a 30-minute one on Peacock. So the 30-minute one, you just show up, you do your material, they pay you, etc., right? But when you produce your own comedy special, it's really important. And Joe is kind of saying all this stuff too without saying the word, but you have to be the leader. You have to be the captain of the ship. You're the one who steers it, and you're the one who directs everybody to what they have to do, right? So when you film your first comedy special, know that it's your first comedy special, and know that your friends and family are probably going to watch it, unless you're already made a name for yourself, right? So for me, I did it for my own satisfaction, just to have my story out there, and just to know that I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're going to do it, do it the way you want to do it with your budget, right? It takes a lot from me to ask for support from other people in terms of investing into the project. But once I was very vulnerable about why I was doing the project and how it's dedicated to my mom and how I wanted to, make sure that I was carrying on that legacy, people reached out, and because they knew that I was a good comic.
Right.
I know I'm kind of tooting my own horn.
Hi again. Okay, so the podcast episode got cut off because we ran out of battery, or I don't know what happened, but it got cut off. So I want to finish my thought. When you're doing a special and you're producing your own special, and people, fellow comics, fans know that you've been working your ass off and you've been focusing on great material and great jokes and great performance, people believe in you, and it makes it easier for them to invest into what you're doing because they believe in the cause. I was very fortunate to be able to have people invest and co-produce and donate and volunteer and sponsor and all that good stuff. I just made sure that the special was the way I wanted it to be. The important thing is I did not charge for tickets. I just wanted them to come and enjoy themselves, and I gave them a lot of freebies, free stuff. And I made sure that I was ready to do a special. I made sure that I was ready to share the story, and I had my jokes down, and I was going to give it my best. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, or want to learn how to produce your own special, you can always DM me, email me, however you can reach me. Go ahead and reach me and ask me any questions you like. Thank you so much again for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends and people. And let's see where the podcast takes us. Bye.